Okay, it says we're live. All right. Hopefully everything's going good this morning. Well, hopefully there's no glitches. I didn't see anything. See if everybody's getting in here good. It's about time. Yep, 9 o'clock. Yep. It's right on time. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Info Warrior. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm up here at my shop. Gonna have to get Jim busy first thing Monday morning, fixing what I broke over the weekend. That's usually what Jim does come Monday morning. Uh, he works on things, he fixes things. I break it over the weekend, and he has to fix it on Monday. So that's what I'm going to be up against. I've got a revision to a lawnmower that I've got. I've got a lawnmower that we've been working on, and I'm coming up with another revision to it that I'm gonna have Jim do when he gets in here first thing Monday. But he's good at that. Jim's a good thinker, and he and I put our brains together and come up with a half a brain. I mean, it is what it is. We enjoy tinkering with the different things we've got to do with the shop and the farm. And if we get this one finished, I'm gonna be pretty happy with it. Well, yeah. The Dix chopper's running good. I used it. I used it yesterday. I used it yesterday mowing down at the house and down around the pond. Uh, this DR mower that I've got, that's the one I've been working on trying to get it so I can push it as opposed to pulling it. It's a pull behind mower, uh, but I'm getting it so I can push it so I can get it over the edge of my uh, around the edge of my pond and get it to mow like that. And that's what I'm after. And if I can get that remodified, I think I'll be in good shape. But we'll see. Jim and I both we're working on things, and we've got ideas on it. So that's what I'm after. And if I can do that, I'll be in good shape. But right as it stands right now, I got to tweak it a little bit more, and then it'll be right where I want it. Well, how's everything going with everybody? I'm not too many major things in the news other than Trump's finished his 200 days now in office, and it seems like he's been in office 3 years now. As much stuff as he's gotten done. I mean, he has really worked hard at getting things done, and I'm really tickled with that. Yeah, the battery mower is still doing good. I only have one that I'm using right now. My son and I both have had the issue with the Ryobi, the initial 48 volt ones. The batteries just don't last. So I'm going to switch them over to lithium, and that'll be a project I'll do in the near future. I've seen how a lot of other people have done that, and I'm going to do that because the old just golf cart battery setup that they had initially just it doesn't last. Those golf cart batteries, anybody that knows about those, if you don't keep them fully charged, they just won't last. So I'm gonna switch those over to lithium, and once we do that, I think we'll be in better shape. But as it stands right now, I mean, I still I have the one that is lithium. It's the 80 volt iDrive, and it does a good job. And that's one I do my yard with. I did the Dixie chopper and it yesterday. I kind of double mowed. We've had so much rain down here lately that that I needed to get the grass mowed. I mean, it was getting up pretty high, so I used the Dixie chopper to initially get it off because it was still wet yesterday. I mean, the grass was still pretty wet, and I let it dry a little bit, and then I went back with the. I've got a I don't guess it's a rake type mechanism that gets all the clippings and everything. I used that and my electric mower and went back and trimmed up around it. No, no, Ryobi doesn't stand behind that battery issue with those older ones. No, when they're gone, they're gone. And now they do okay uh, with the 48 volt. I mean the 80 volt. I actually got 3 batteries from them because it was still under warranty. I got 3 batteries. I got 3 48 volt, the big 12 amp batteries, which are about $200 a piece. They gave me 3 of those on rebate. I wrote into the company, or called in, and they sent me 3 batteries out, and that was a good deal to be able to get those. And I've got I got issues, like I said, with the older ones. They're just they won't hold a charge. They won't hold a charge at all. So I mean, they'll you can they get probably half capacity of what they used to when we first got them. So we're gonna change them out to lithium. It'll be a project. It's expensive. It's about $1,000 to do that, but it'll be worth it. It'll make a good mowers then. And I've got some ideas of what I'm wanting to do with them and kind of keep them up to date and all that sort of stuff. So uh, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I can't knock it. I've got a pretty good deal out of a Ryobi so far, and I don't, I like the fact that I don't have to gas them up. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, especially that one that I've got now that with that iDrive. I mean, you keep the batteries up, keep them charged up and everything, and it does great. I mean, it'll mow my yard, which is about an acre or so. It'll mow that easy. Still have 60%, 60 or 65% left in the charge, and I like it. It's a good mower. Now it's not the mower that my Dixie chopper is. My Dixie chopper, it's a big industrial mower. I mean, it kicks butt. I mean, when you want to mow a lot, you get that Dixie chopper out. I mean, it's got that Caterpillar engine and a 72-inch cut. And I mean, I can take a big swath down right here beside the shop, and it's fast. I mean, when Jim and I use it, that's the primary one we use, that Dixie chopper. And then then I've got my other mowers with I got the mower with my Toolcat, my Bobcat Toolcat. I use that too. When it gets real hot, that's when I'm using. I mean, when it's up 90 degrees and so on, I'm not messing around with getting out there and passing out trying to mow or sweating like a dog when you're out mowing and getting into all kind of stuff. And if I want to get into areas which are questionable, for yellow jackets and stuff like that, I'm gonna get in an enclosed cab, something that's cool. And I mean, it makes no sense not to use an air conditioned mower. I mean, heck, I mean to me that's a no brainer. That's a no brainer for sure. But that's the way it is on that. But that's a lot of what we do down here. A lot of grass mowing, bush hogging. I've been out. Yeah, you got to mow in style. And then like my Coyote tractor too. I mean, it's a nice tractor, and I can get out and bush hog and comfort with that too. I mean, I've got a lot of acreage over here to bush hog. I got about 30 something acres of pasture over here that I have to mow. And I used to have a guy that was swapping out with me with the hay, but he evidently has gotten tied up and doesn't want to do that, or hadn't been able to do it the last couple times. So I'm gonna have to revert back to cleaning that up and see what we can have. Uh, See what we can have in the mowing on that. But it is what it is, and I got to clean up where we had some trees out here. I got to get the mulcher. I got to get the brush mulcher and everything to get out and clean that up. So I got a lot of work ahead of me, that's for sure. That, and then when it cools down, Jim and I are going to work on our gate out here. So we have lots of projects coming up between that, and I was going to get a Mustang. I've had two deals on Mustangs to fall through. One because I didn't get there in time on one. That would have been a good one. It was a little more expensive, but I had an opportunity to get a 65 Mustang that didn't need too awful much work. I mean, we would have gone through and done our touches to it, but it was pretty nice. It was a little more expensive. And then I had a 67 Mustang that the guy never could get the title straight on it. He kept trying to convince me that his title was good enough. And I go, no, I can't get a title for that. And I'm not going to get involved with that. So I backed out on him. I mean, I didn't back out. I mean, I asked him, can you do this? Oh yeah. I got a good title and everything else. And he didn't have one. So, I'm not going to get myself. Hey, Bull of the Woods. Yeah. Top of the day or top of the morning, I guess. Top of the morning to y'all too. And yeah, I'm not gonna put myself in jeopardy with these cars and car titles and things like that. It's too risky. You can lose thousands of dollars real quick. Yep, that's exactly right, Info Warrior. No title, no deal. I mean, and he had a title, but it wasn't a clean title. And I told him, I said, well, we get this cleaned up, I'll take it. Oh no. He tried to insist, oh no, you can get a title with this. I go, no, you can't. And I said, you get a signed title that we can take that's notarized. And it was unnotarized. And he said, oh yeah, South Carolina, you don't have to have it. I said, but North Carolina, you do. And I said, you're not going to, that won't pass in North Carolina. What South Carolina does and what North Carolina do, two different things. I know. I've had firsthand. I had a clean title that I got from South Carolina on this Pontiac back here. Clean title. I mean, and we got it notarized and everything in South Carolina, brought it to North Carolina. I still had to get it re-inspected by the inspectors to be able to obtain a title for it. So, I mean, even when you do everything right, sometimes switching these states, it's not 100% on it. So you have to be careful. I mean, I guess there's been so much theft and so many people have tried to take one over on these people, say it's this kind of car and it's not, and things like that. So you have to be diligent on that. You're better off being diligent and turning things down than you are accepting it and then try to fight it forever. I mean, I just don't want to get involved with a car that's got a questionable title. I mean, I got another one that I looked at in Georgia, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, I got the numbers. And it's been approved by the Georgia DMV and all kind of stuff like that." But he has no title, and you can really get in a mess. I mean, I've heard of people that have cars and then fix them up and do all this kind of work to it. And then, 15 years later, they find out the car's been stolen. And then somebody comes and picks it up and takes off with your car. And, so that's not what I want to get involved with. I don't want to be in a situation where I do 15, $20,000 worth of work on something. And then somebody comes by and says, well, that's not a legal title you got. And we've got proof that so-and-so owned this car and we're going to take it. And they have every right to take it at that point, regardless of what you've done to it. So that's a tough one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get involved with one of those either. Yeah. These states can put liens on all kind of stuff, and you have to make sure you can get a clean title on things. I mean, yeah, if there's a questionable, there's a questionable title or whatever, you got to be careful. Yeah, it varies from state to state. It really does. So, I've found dealing with collector cars, older cars, you're better off just making sure you can get clean titles and clean bill of sales, and it's stamped and approved by the state and everything like that before you venture off too much. Well, I know. I wish they would. Well, I actually went and got mine inspected the other day, and they're doing away with the emissions in all the counties. North Carolina is all the emissions in all the counties except Mecklenburg. I think it may be just Mecklenburg is the only one that's going to still keep the emissions on it, but everybody else is going to drop the emissions. So the inspection is tapering down. Yeah, I don't like the inspection either, but it's a racket. It's a moneymaker for them. That's all it is. It's a way for them to tax you and get more revenue. I mean, the government has ways of doing everything like that. I mean, they tax us for that. Then when you go get a tag, they're going to get you your county taxes and everything. I mean, they make sure that you're paying your property tax, or you won't get that tag. I mean, I renewed these two big trucks and a BMW. So anyway, it was like $1,300 just in tags last week that I had to do, and that's not all of them. That's just a few of my tags. I would imagine all my tags that I get, I'm spending probably upwards of 4 to 5,000 a year uh, to tag everything that I own out here, because I've got several, classic cars. I tag those, and I got personalized tags on a couple of them. Oh yeah, yeah, and I mean they definitely get a more tax than you realize. They really do. The more you have, the more they're going to tax. And that's the sad thing about it. You think you own property and you never really own it, because they tax it. They got tax privileges on everything you own, and you're going to be paying that for the rest of your life. And as the value goes up, you're paying more for that same property. I mean, I bought this property out here uh, several years ago, and I'm having to pay tax on it for the rest of my life. And for what reason? Just because I own the property? I mean, that's it. It's tough. In some states, they're not doing that, and I think Florida, they don't have that kind of tax. Uh, but yeah, we got in North Carolina, we got property tax. We got, I mean, we're not taxed as bad as New York or in Boston, like Jamie's at. Uh, yeah, yeah, you play, you pay. That's for sure. Like Jamie says, it it is a tough situation. I mean, I don't know what to do to get out. I mean, we're going death and taxes is what you're never going to escape, they say, and that's the truth. I mean, unless you own nothing, if you own zilch, then you won't be paying taxes. But that's the way it is. Yeah, I was at the car show the other day, and I didn't realize one of my buddies at the car show. I'm going to give a shout out to him, see if he's actually here on this listening. He said he did the other day. He was listening. He kept wondering if Larry would come up. Larry Lindsay, who used to work for me, uh, uh, he figured Larry would be showing up. But Randy Rupert, now if you're out there, type in something, Randy. Randy Rupert is the guy that's in my car club, and he was watching the podcast the other day. And he said, "Yeah, I saw you on there." I said, "Well, why didn't you say something?" I said, "Better than that." I said, "Just drive on up." I said, "You don't live but a few miles away. Just get in your car, come on down, and just drive right up to my shop and say hey." And but he didn't. He's sort of shy when it comes to that. He's I tell you, he doesn't want any contact with people on things. He doesn't even have a cell phone. No, because people will kid him, said, "Yeah, you have to call Randy," and they go, "How?" He got his home phone. That's it. But he doesn't even have a cell phone. But I have a few of those anyway. I have cell phones, and I don't have one with me though right now. Let me lubricate the old vocal cords because I got to use them tomorrow. Tomorrow, let me type in here so you guys can see it now. I'm gonna be from 10 to 1 tomorrow. I'm gonna be DJing on jukinoldies.com. Now you can get that on your computer. You can go to that jukinoldies.com. It's a streaming service. It's a streaming radio show, and I'll be playing all my oldies and everything. And I'll give a shout out to my buddies on YouTube, and maybe one or two of y'all can be listening. But I'm gonna be on there from. Let me put it on there. Yep, I'll be on from 10 to 1 on Monday. So if you want to tune in and listen to some good old rock and roll, old soul, old beach music and everything, I'll be on the air doing that. I'll be spinning the vinyl. Actually, I'll be spinning the digital. Yeah, taken from the vinyl. But yeah, I got a lot of old records and everything. But I try to play some good music if you like music from the 60s and 70s and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do. I do it once in a while. My buddy Kyle Beam, he called me yesterday and wanted to know if I'd do his show tomorrow. Last week I did a couple shows. I did 3 shows last week. I did 2 afternoon shows and 1 late at night show. So I've stayed busy with it. I usually do 2 or 3 a week of some description, and try to keep the old brain busy and that sort of stuff. So it is what it is. But we have fun with it. And I meet a lot of different people on it too. I mean, the people chat with me in the chat room and do requests and things like that. Yep, I'm Music Mike at that point. So I've got a mixed bag of talent, don't I? Oh, good gracious! Thought somebody was coming by. That's geese. I'm hearing some geese go down to our pond. That's one thing I hate: Canadian geese. They're the rats of the airways, I guess you. I mean, They're like they're pests like rats. Only they fly in and mess up around my pond. But fortunately, they don't do as bad around ours now. But we've been busy down here. We've Barbie and I have been working hard. We got our irrigation. We had a guy come out. Had a couple of guys come out and uh, revamp our irrigation system. I had a 5 or 6 sprinkler heads that had gotten bad, and then a foot valve and a few other things. They did a good job. Got my irrigation system working good again. So I won't be too dry in these drought months. I mean, it'd been nice to had that, a couple of weeks ago, and we could have used it. But we got the rain this past week, and we got it back in order. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. What's going on with everybody? I hadn't kept up with much on the political end. Nothing seemed too exciting. Been a lot of shootings around. I know that, things like that, and you got a bunch of crazies, and you still got the crazy Democrats in Texas that are holding up, and that sort of stuff. I guess that's been the big news is the crazy Texans that worried about, they call us out like, oh yeah, we're gerrymandering. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, not Davy, Jasmine, not Davy Crockett. Uh, she's been doing her mess and everything. She's tried her best. I mean, it's funny how you see her early on when she first started. She was very humble and laid back, and now she wants to be the loudmouth black mama. The one that I'm going to do this. She's a loudmouth. She found out that she's getting it, the more she acts like a diva, the more attention she gets. So that's what she's after. Hey, Aaron, hadn't seen you in a long while. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if he can get the census redone now, that would be a good thing. It needs to be redone, and it needs to be done like what he's saying. Only count citizens. Don't count people that have come across the border. If you're not an American citizen, you have no right to change our representation. I mean, period. I mean, that is such a farce that they do that they count illegals. I mean, you don't count everybody that's standing in the United States. I mean, heck, you might as well count tourists if you're going to do that. And that's basically what it is. Hey, James, how are you? Yeah, I mean, it's something. Well, Aaron, are you staying busy in the trucking business? Well, hey, Joy, how are you? Glad to see you. Are you just waking up, are you, James? Well, get you a cup of coffee. I've got my Sprite here. Get you a cup of coffee and sit back and relax. Joy, you do the same. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Got to stay in here and everything. Yeah, I will tell you one thing. I've had some of the FedEx guys call me and ask my opinion about something. FedEx is at it again, trying to. I don't understand. Sometimes they act like they want to ruin their own business by their demands, but they're trying to get their contractors to buy all new equipment. Basically, that's what it amounts to within the next year. And all these contractors going, hey, we can't afford that. All these people have got plans out there, and they're wanting to say that you can't have any piece of equipment older than 10 years old. And there's a lot of people that's got, trucks that are 10 years old. They're probably some of their best running trucks, but they want to get rid of all of them. And it is a crazy situation. Oh, you've been down with the head problems. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, they cut out gliders 5, 6 years ago. Yeah, you can't get gliders. I don't even know anybody's doing gliders anymore. I mean, they've done away with it. I would like to see Lee Zeldin bring that back so that you could do gliders. I mean, that was a good thing, I think. I mean, gliders were pretty neat, but they're wanting all of this. FedEx is wanting all this new technology with the lane technology and everything else. They're wanting to tech up all these trucks something terrible. Yeah, they do. They hold all the cards, so that's the thing about it. You have to adhere to what they say, but they're putting up a time schedule that's just almost impossible. It'll almost bankrupt some people. I mean, these guys are going, hey, I can't afford. I mean, these new trucks are over $200,000, and if a guy has 15 trucks in his fleet, I mean, do the math. He's a couple of $1 million in debt at that point just on his equipment. And that's crazy. He can't make enough money back to justify that. Oh yeah. And they don't have, and that's the other thing. They're not available. There's not that many. I mean, if you try to implement all that, the thousands of contractors they've got uh, out there, and you say, hey, y'all going to have these new trucks regardless. Well, the manufacturers don't have that many available. And then you cut down on, oh, I know it. It is. They are nuts. And, something needs to be done about it. I mean, I'm not involved with it anymore, but I feel for these guys that I sold out to. And, like I said, I've had uh, them and a couple others that have called me. I mean, they like my opinion because I was in it for 34 years. So a lot of them still keep up with me and ask my opinion, what they need to do and that sort of stuff. And I feel good that they still value my opinion. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about it. I mean, if you could buy the old Walmart trucks, it'd be fine. But Walmart, uh, some of theirs wouldn't even pass. I mean, they have a lot of those features on some of those Walmart trucks. I mean, I actually had some Walmart trucks and came out fairly good on them. And that's when it gets down to where you can afford it a little bit. I mean, let them pay for the biggest part, and you get the truck down to 40, 50,000 where you can afford it, and then you can buy, 8 or 10 trucks. But I mean, think about it, even 50,000, if you bought 10 new trucks, you're looking at a $500,000 investment on 10 used trucks at that point. And but I mean, if you went out and had to buy 15 all of a sudden, I mean, you can't justify that much uh, layout. I mean, time you do that and pay for everything else you got to have. Yeah. Well, it's a sad state of affairs when you get forced into it, uh, and that's not how the company was built. It was not built on making these contractors uh, bankrupt themselves or be so far in debt. And if something happens and they have to leave FedEx, then they're stuck with that debt. I mean, they're the ones signing on for that debt, not FedEx. So it's a sad situation for them. I'm glad that I'm not there. I can tell you that. I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that. Although I still got some ties. I'm still tied in with some contractors on some things. Yeah. Well, I mean, FedEx Ground basically is going to take over everything, and FedEx Ground. they're taking over Express because FedEx has realized that Express is not the model they like, but then they're squeezing these contractors so tight that they can't make it now, and that's, to me, that's a stupid way of doing things. I mean, you want to be able to give these guys a little bit of leeway. I mean, they're wanting them to change out within a year's time. They want to do it within a year. And there's no way in the world that they can get every contractor in the United States to get all brand new trucks in it within a year. I mean, that's bizarre. I mean, the manufacturers can't keep up with that. I mean, that an influx of that many buyers on the manufacturers would, I mean, they would be behind. There's not that many trucks being, I mean, you're FedEx contractors. I'm wanting to say there's probably the FedEx line haul contractors probably have 2,000, 3,000 trucks nationwide, maybe more. I don't know. It may be 5,000 trucks nationwide that are in the fleets, and that would be an astronomical amount of trucks to try to be bought at one time. Yeah, probably more. I haven't kept up with how many there are, how many trucks there are. I mean, I used to know how many contractors there were, and but in line haul and everything. But as it stands now, I have no idea. I mean, they've increased the amount of line haul contractors a bunch, a bunch. But I've got a lot of friends that are still in it. I've got 4 or 5 over in the Charlotte area, and some in the Hickory and in Greensboro and Savannah, Georgia. I've got a lot of those contractors, and all these guys, because I was the old guy, I was the old reliable guy, I guess. A lot of them still call me, and I've gotten several calls since this meeting that they had this past week and all that. But speaking of one contractor that he does other things too, I'm gonna have to give him a pat on the back. I haven't heard from him. Well, I did hear from him about his what he did with NASCAR, but Landon is a great contractor too, and he'll probably give me his 2 cents about this coming up too. But he called me the other day. We were talking about his making enough gas or getting enough gas in the car the other day for William Byron, and they won the race out in Iowa. And boy, I was watching, and I was on pins and needles watching him because they kept saying that they're going to run out of gas. All the announcers, they were trying to figure behind them. They said the way they figured they were going to run out of gas. Well, 2 laps to go, but they made it. They made it. And I told Landon, I said, well, you put every drop in it. He said, I tell you, he said, I put every drop in it every time. He said, it's full when it leaves the pits. And Landon's a big old guy. He's 6'6". He's 6'6", 6'7", and he can get that gas can up, and he gets it emptied real quick. And he's something. He's something to watch out there on the pit road. He's a good guy. And it's funny because they got a system to speed it up, and they're one of the few that use it. And it's because of Landon, because he's so big. The guy doing the tires, Landon's out there holding the gas, and he just leans back, and the guy slides underneath him to get to the tires. And instead of going around him, he goes underneath him, and Landon's big enough that he's holding the gas can up. So you'll have to watch that on the 24 car. That's my buddy there, Landon Walker, and he's a big boy. Like I said, he's a big boy. He's a contractor at FedEx too. He and his wife. I guess Christy is his wife handles that more than he does, but he gets involved. He talks to me about that too occasionally, and we still chit chat here and there. But he's a good guy. He called me this past week. I congratulated him and everything, and he gave me a call. I texted him and congratulated him. He called me, and he was heading back from Hilton Head. They were on a little vacation. He called me and talked to me a good bit, and I'm I'm real proud of him. I call him my second son because he's a young, like a young guy. He's 30. I'm gonna say he's 36. I think he's 36 this past year, and he's working hard. He knows that he's gonna his days are limited on that, but as long as he's athletic. I mean, he played lineman for Clemson, and he's a big and I think he got drafted by Cincinnati, but he had knee problems, and he decided he would rather go with NASCAR than football, so he stayed close to home and stayed in NASCAR. Yeah, I've had him on the channel. Yeah, I've had him on the channel a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's Landon Walker. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a nice guy. Nice guy. He you'll yeah. I had to get him back on here again. I'll have to put him on. But he's been with Hendricks probably well about as long as I've known him. He was so I'd say he's been with Hendricks about 10 or 12 years, probably, or maybe more. Ever since he got out of college at Clemson, he I think he started the next year after he got out. So, and like I said, he's 36 now. So yeah, he's been with Hendricks a long while, and Mr. Hendricks likes him. Uh, uh, when he was working with me, I helped him get. We had some company trucks, and he I had him a Ford F-150, and Mr. Hendricks saw him with that and told him, said, "We need to get you in a Chevrolet." So he's all Chevrolet now. So he has to look at that boss man too. That boss man pays him a lot of money. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tough. I mean, he has to work hard at it. He gets paid good though. He gets paid real good. That's why he's still doing that and still doing this trucking uh, I've been happy to be an advisor for him on his trucking business and that sort of stuff. I don't do a lot of hands on. We actually have one of his trucks out here right now, one that has an engine that went bad. So he's sort of a parts truck that I have out in front of my shop, and but we do things for him time to time. I get his used oil. That's a good benefit I get. I get his used oil so I can burn it here in the shop. So since I don't have that anymore, I used to have all I wanted with all the trucks I had, but I don't. So I get his used oil now. And that pays off. That helps me out. I don't have to I don't have to buy oil for the shop to keep Jim warm. I just have to keep it clean and keep the furnace service, and that's the only expense I have out of it. And it does us a good job. Oh, you work on a short track race team? What is one that I know, or is it just what are they doing? Late model sport, Info Warrior. Where are you doing it up out of Asheville or something? I know Brad Darty used to be big up the Asheville area. Oh yeah. Yeah. You ought to see his Corvette collection. I've seen what he's got down at. The good thing about being having the Napa store, I got to go down to when I first started with Napa. They had their meetings at Hendricks since they sponsor they sponsored the Napa Auto Parts. Chase Elliott. and we had our quarterly and well, just all kind of different meetings down there at Hendrick Motorsports, which is fantastic. I mean, we'd go down there and they had a catering system down there. I mean, it's fantastic. You wouldn't believe what they've got inside Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's Rick Hendricks has built. He has built a. I mean, it's hard to fathom the amount of employees. I mean, he probably employs, I don't know, 1,200 people in the Charlotte area, if not. Well, I mean, I'm just talking about the Hendrick Motorsports, and then at his dealerships. And of course, my BMW, like this one right here, I just got it back from Hendricks. They service my BMWs. He's got it. I don't know. He could have, James. He's got them all over. And then plus he's helped Jeff Gordon and a couple others get dealerships too. Jeff Gordon has gotten, he's got some dealerships in Wilmington and a couple other places. I've run across some of Jeff Gordon's dealerships, and Rick Hendricks put him in business basically on that. And then, I mean, because there's only they kind of all these dealerships, you can only get so many in so many areas. So basically, he's helped some of these other people, and probably has a minority interest in all those too. I mean, I would venture to say, I mean, Rick Hendricks. I hate to venture how much capital that man lays out all the time. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. And I mean, he's just over at that one complex. He's got a BMW dealership. He's got a Volvo dealership. He's got a Audi. I think he's Volvo, Audi, just about everything. He's got like 6 dealerships just in this one area at North Lake. I believe it is 5 or 6, and it's huge. I mean, and he's right there, right off 485. So that's convenient for me to get to right off 485. And I like going over there. And then he's got another BMW dealership on the other side of Charlotte. And then his big Chevrolet dealership that got him started, City Chevrolet, that was his big dealership that he got into in Charlotte, that George Shin helped him get in. George Shin is one of the guys that first got Rick Hendricks started. George Shin is the guy that used to own the Charlotte Hornets. He got the Charlotte Hornets. Of course, Shin has not done as much as Hendrick has. I mean, Rick Hendricks took it and ran with it big time. I mean, he's not much older than me. I think Rick Hendricks is about 76, 77, somewhere around that. I don't know. He's 2 or 3 years older than me. And I've seen him grow from almost nothing up to a huge situation. Toyotas, he's got Toyota dealerships. He actually got in trouble with the Toyota years ago. That was I don't know what all was involved, but it was sort of a strange situation. But he's been huge into everything. I mean, huge. Yep. Yeah. He built all the cars for Days of Thunder. That's when you'll see City Chevrolet. One of those cars is yellow. I think it's yellow and blue. It says City Chevrolet on it. You'll see that on it. And that's it's sort of strange. That's what was the driver's name? It's one of the drivers that end up being big in NASCAR. Oh God, he's passed on now. I'm trying to think of his name. Blonde-headed kid from Tennessee. Anyway, he more or less because of Days of Thunder, got his opportunity to get large and get into NASCAR. So it was a good thing for some guys. Well, guys, I am going to get off here. My voice is about shot. I'm trying to lubricate it with this Sprite, but I about run out of crap to talk about. You know me, I'll talk about anything. But y'all have a great week this week. I'm going to enjoy myself working on things or having Jim work on things that I broke. Yeah, you need to get some food. Well, grab you some food there, James. And I'll catch y'all guys later. That's right. I got to save my pipes for my show tomorrow. So y'all take care. And if you tune in tomorrow, tune in to that Juke and Oldies, and you can hear me on the airways. Y'all have a great week, guys. See you.